you must be wondering what I've got here. These are all Deshojo maples which have come from Japan, and we've just given it a prune, a haircut, but that is not sufficient. And as many of you know, I do some very maverick, strange things. I was doing this and it suddenly occurred to me that some of you YouTube viewers would love to see what I'm doing. It is now the end of May, almost June, and I'm going to be repotting these trees. You must think I'm crazy because this tree is in full leaf. There's always an exception to the rule, and if you do certain things in a clever, judicious way, you will get away with it. Now, you can see, look at that lovely tall tree, and the pot is ridiculously small. It is almost stupid. Look at it, so small you would laugh. And it is, some of them are even cracking. You come to see, this pot has cracked. It is so pot bound, and some of them are so hard. You must be wondering why I've got this mallet here. And this mallet is here because I can't even get it out of the pot. The only way I can get it out of the pot is not breaking it, but really hitting it like that. It is impossible to get out. It is so pot bound, I can't even get it out of the pot. It's impossible. So again, this is the use of the mallet. So that was the only way I could get it out. Now, if you come close and have a view, I'm sure you've never seen a tree so pot bound. It is absolutely what we call a basket case. It's literally like a wicker basket. The roots have formed so tightly. And to tease it out is virtually impossible, like this. If you were to do this, you would be spending half an hour just to tease all the roots out. Look at it. It will just take you so long doing it like this, because it's layer upon layer upon layer that the roots have gone round and round and formed this very tight mass. So Peter Chan has always a different way of doing things. So how I get this teased out is by using one of my old saws. I'm going to cut into the root like this to make the teasing of the roots easier. Now, once you've done that, it becomes much easier to tease the roots out like that. You see? If you left the roots to go round and you're around, you'll have to disentangle the root about 5-6 times to be able to get them all out. So that is what we do. We tease it in that way. Cutting quarter, let me do another one just to show you. I will quarter it. This is another case of being very pot bound. Like so. That's the only way I can get at the root ball. Easily. I can take my time, but this makes life much easier. See, like that, it comes out very easily. Like so. So that's a little trick that I'm passing on to you. And once I've done that, we're going to pot it on. So if you follow me, Adam, you see. And once we've loosened it, we will then put them in slightly larger bonsai training pots like so, and then grow them on. So that's what we are doing. And of course, when we're going to do this, since we've tinkered with the root, I will have to partially defoliate the tree. That means take some of the leaves off, like chicken plucker treatment, like so. Take some of the leaves off, and by taking some of the leaves off, we're going to reduce the demands on the root, so the roots won't have to perform so much work in supplying the leaves with moisture. So when you tinker with the roots, you always have to do something to the leaves as well to counterbalance it. Of course, defoliating won't hurt because if it's too dense, light cannot get inside the structure and some of the twigs will wither and die. So that is what we're doing at the height of summer. But if you know what you're doing, I'm going to keep it in this closed environment. I'm going to keep the soil damp at all times and a very humid atmosphere. So when we've done a lot of them, we'll show you what they look like. Meanwhile, we can have a look at see all these trees. These are all going to be done this way. And since we've got some sphagnum moss, we might even put some sphagnum moss around the roots to make it come through more easily. So we've got these tall curly Deshojos and all of them are slightly different. Among a batch of 20 or 30, you'll always get 2 or 3 which are unusual. So already we spotted one which was unusual, and this had a one-sided shape and it makes a perfect semi-cascade. So this I potted only a couple of weeks ago, so it's doing extremely well. So this is one of the curly ones which I did in that fashion. This is what we would call a perfect specimen of Deshojo, evenly balanced, all the branches in the right place, a bit of trimming, and it will become a very nice specimen in a couple of years' time. Now, while we were potting these trees, Matthew here spotted this one. Would you like to say something to the audience about this one?
Oh yeah, so this one seemed to have
one-sided.
Yeah, not so many branches on this side.
So what was your idea for this?
The potential is to do it on its side like that,
make a raft. Okay,
yeah.
So we're going to put it. So if you do it, we will then show the final product. We're going to put it in a long pot, and maybe if you underscore it with a bit of chipping, you know, with a knife, and then put some hormone powder, it'll root easily. Okay. And then we'll see that. We'll show you the end result in a minute. Okay. You're now preparing it to make it into a raft. So
this is called the trunk here. A few spots for the
roots to
cutter.
Yeah.
Encourage the roots to come out. A bit of hormone powder.
Okay, so we dust it with hormone powder.
Hopefully get roots out there.
Okay, yes, it should do. Maples air layer easily, so it should root. It's not air layering, but they do send roots quite easily. So you must be wondering what I'm showing you in the seed tray. You think it's a bunch of seedlings, but no. These are seedlings. Look at this. Thousands of seeds have germinated last year. We didn't have a moment to pot them on, but look at them. Literally thousands of them. So that is not a tray of seedlings. That was the Deshojo that we lay on the side. And I can see about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potential trunks, which will become tall trees. And we've buried it deeper than usual so that the trunk will be in contact with the soil and hopefully it will send roots. So I'm going to follow the progress of this through. There are many of these things that people beg us to sell, but I will resist selling this because I want to actually see how this develops. So as I say, watch this space. It's one of those unusual Deshojo, so rather than make semi-cascade like that, we are making a raft. So this is 3 days after really cutting into the root ball, and as you can see, these Deshojos have not suffered one bit. They are well on the way to becoming strong, healthy trees. So there you go. There is what we say, method in our madness.